Hi everyone, it's Sunday evening and look who's on the show. It's one and only Dr. Meenakshi Anantram. Welcome to the show, Meenakshi. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Shubham. It's such an honor to be here.
Yeah, after a long chase, you're here on the show, and I'm so glad and excited to take this further. So,
Go
shall we
ahead and
start?
all the best with all the viewers out there. For those who are watching the show, I thank you for investing your time on this young Indian Shubham Mishra. And I hope that you will follow him and wait for him to grow to one of the greatest podcasters in the country. Thank you, Shubham.
Thanks so much. Thanks for those words. So, let's start with this way. I just want to know, can you take us back to your early days and give some kind of highlight about your life experience journey so far? Yeah.
Um, my name is Dr. Meenakshi Anantram. As you can see, I've always said I'm an ordinary woman who's led a very extraordinary life. I was born to very, very, very illustrious parents. My father was a state cricketer and an Indian probable of the late 50s, early 60s, and he had many Ranji Trophy and other records to his name, a very, very famous sportsman of his time. And my mother, a very scholastic, erudite woman, she was also the manageress of the first Indian women's cricket team. So you see, I come from a backdrop of very wonderful parents more
Yeah.
than just being sports people. They were people of great value. And
Mm-hmm.
my mother, especially, was the greatest inspiration for me. But
Mm-hmm.
having said all this, I feel that, confidence is the greatest accessory that you can be born with. And me,
Yeah.
your own Meenakshi, was a very low self esteemed person as a child. So in my growing up years, I was a very, very ordinary, very meek, very antisocial girl. And I even used to stammer as a child. So till the age of 13, I actually shunned away from public view and tried to keep to myself. And in the process, books and learning was my only friend. No
Mm-hmm.
sports, no social life. I used to be
Okay.
enamored by my brothers and my father and my mother and their life. But at the age of 13, I met a Guruji who turned my life for me. Uh, Being a little bit of a genius of those times because I used to only read and read and read like a voracious caterpillar. I was in the Tamil Nadu team for the Bonvita quiz contest at the early age of 13. I was the one
Mm-hmm.
of the youngest quizzers of those time. And Mr. Amin Sayani walked in as our final quiz master. And I still remember that day. At the
Mm-hmm.
final quiz, this young girl was sitting there, the youngest on stage. And every
Mm-hmm.
time Amin ji would ask a question, and I would put my hand up, and then he would say, "Yes, beta, answer." And then Meenu will go, ba, 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 because I was a stammerer. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
suddenly he just stopped everything and he said, "Beta, aap likhenge. Aap bolenge nahi. You write the answer." And he gave an
Okay.
exemption for me. It was such a
Mm-hmm.
special moment that somebody actually stopped and thought about my inability to speak. And it was a turning point. That year, Tamil Nadu won the Bonvita quiz contest thanks to a 13-year-old girl. And I went
Oh, I
on to,
see.
become a big hero in my state and the quizzing circles. I
Mm-hmm.
think that is the stepping stone. It changed my entire perspective. But
Mm-hmm.
what changed is like a butterfly. I had something had broken, and I was had come out and become myself. Childhood was beautiful. I have three wonderful brothers, and I was more a boy in the family. And I learned to fight and survive. And even today, the value
Mm-hmm.
system that our parents give, I think they're the only things that take us ahead. So whatever I am today, I see that I'm mirroring the beautiful people who actually created me. Beautiful
Uh,
childhood, but from low esteem, it was a journey to very high and very good self esteem. Today, I live by my mouth. I anchor. I present
mm-hmm.
prime ministers and presidents on stage, and nobody will remember that I was a stammerer. So that was your
Yeah.
Meenakshi.
Yeah, yeah. So, I was also, so that's a great, way you have defined the thing. And I was just, watching your TED Talk, right? So that was, I think, 10 years back. And I listened whole TED Talk and I got so much motivated when I heard, the kind of journey you have been through. Okay. So from playing under 15 from Tamil Nadu, then, becoming a youngest scientist, then become a, first Indian woman to do a live commentary, then first registered event management company, that is the RAZZMATAZZ, I think. Yeah. So, that really amazed me. So I just want to know, from that journey, because those are the things, if I talk about, that is something I would say like a kind of dream for any people. Ki itne different different roles lena, I can't even imagine for anyone. And I tell you very honestly, I was just talking to one of the guy, and he was telling me like, Shubham, I don't have much interest in this corporate, and I just want to switch something different in terms of music and all, right? So I just said, yeah, you should go ahead for that. Then he was saying कि यार अब मैंने 5 साल इसमें invest कर दिए हैं, do you think it's going to be make sense for that? And you are the perfect example of that. When I have heard that story of yours, then under 15, then become a scientist, then first woman to do a commentary, and then starting event management company. That is a something perfect example for anyone who's just listening this podcast. They can imagine, okay, if she can do, then why not we can do, right? So that's one thing. Now if I ask you a simple question on this, like, which one is your most interesting role for you? Yeah.
Shubham, I have lived in many verticals, Shubham. I'm one of the few lucky people who have had an opportunity of having doors which opened. As you know, one door closed, another door opened. So at different stages of my life, I have resurrected, reinvented, got a new avatar of myself. I was
Mm-hmm.
born every other time as something or the other, and I've enjoyed all these roles. But I think where I impacted maximum is in starting one of the first event management companies in this country.
Okay.
Razzmatazz happened by accident. See, it was not
Mm-hmm.
my choice, it was by chance. It was the only decision that I didn't choose, but I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was my life partner, whether it was what I wore, what game I played, what I ate, I chose. But
Mm-hmm.
my life, my profession was no
Mm-hmm.
choice. It came because I had to fight against the stream.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I was, almost the late 20s, I was a PhD, a doctorate with postdoctoral experience across the global shores. I had
Mm-hmm.
25 research publications, some of them award-winning publications. I had 4 patents to my name. I
Mm-hmm.
was one of the first women. I was the first woman nominated to the Antarctic Mission. The president of India sent me an
Yeah.
invitation to his office. All this happened. And
Mm.
suddenly I
Yeah,
realized that
exactly.
the university didn't want to give me a job because I was overqualified and I was a non-local. You see, I'm a Tamil girl in a Telugu
Mm-hmm.
land. And suddenly they saw the difference and they said, oh my God, she's so qualified. She can do anything. I'm very
Yeah.
grateful to that moment, when the vice chancellor said this to me, because he is the one who put me by force into another path.
Yeah.
And when I look back at my life, I realize Aminji's influence, my anchoring experience, my love of the stage brought me to something called event management, which was not defined those days. In
Mm-hmm.
1992, when we went to register our company, there was no event management. And
Mm-hmm.
people
Yeah.
wondered, what is this postdoctoral person doing trying to, arrange birthday parties? But the
Mm-hmm.
way I have stood, I'm very proud that, I stood there. And those days, it was difficult for a woman because, there was a prototype box into which we women were put. You see, I'm a
Yeah.
middle-aged woman, not like all of you young people. And
Yeah.
thanks to a very supportive family, great husband, great mother-in-law, I was able to
Mm-hmm.
break the shackles. I never
Yeah.
saw the glass ceiling at any time. And even today, I live in a B city. I live in Visakhapatnam. When I
Mm-hmm.
walk into an event management company meeting, people
Mm-hmm.
stand up and say, this is the mother of event management. I feel very good.
Yeah.
I think I left a mark. Today, we are a
Yeah.
10,000 crore industry, events in India. And
Yeah,
I could
exactly.
be a pioneer. I'm very proud of myself on this, Shubham.
Yeah, yeah. I got a goosebump when you said that word, the first event management, because I can imagine that. So if I ask you like how that idea hits you, those days like when people don't know about anything about the event management company, even today as well, if I ask, a lot of friends, so they also don't know about something more of event management company. But those back days when we don't have, about some details or information about anything, and being as a woman, you just find out something like this is called the event manager. So I just want to go back those days and want to know from your side what was like hit you that idea. Yeah.
There was a turning point, Shubham, in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Along with my PhD and my postdoctoral research, I was also an anchor part time. I used to work with All India Radio, the Yuvavani program. I was already a
Mm-hmm.
cricket commentator. My voice
Mm-hmm.
was, used for documentaries. The
Yeah, yeah.
UGC recorded, I recorded for dubbing in movies. So
Mm-hmm.
one day I was invited to actually anchor an event of a Padma Subramaniam. She's a dancer. She's a Padma
Okay.
Shri, Dr. Padma Subramaniam, and Padma Ka called me to anchor her program. And those
Mm-hmm.
days, anchors would not come on stage. They would be given a script, and we would read from backstage. And as I finished the event, apparently in the front row there were some, great celebrities and actors, and I didn't know. I was finishing my duty. I had to get
Mm-hmm.
back to my small babies at home, and
Mm-hmm.
suddenly the door at the green room opened, and Mr. Kamla Hassan walked in, and he said, "Hi, I don't know whether you know me. My name is Kamla Hassan," and I couldn't find the words. I said, "Oh my God, my favorite actor." And he said,
Yeah.
"Ma'am, were you the lady who was reading the script at the back? I think you have an impeccable voice and command over English. Would you like to
Mm-hmm.
do an event, I mean, a recording for me at the Cannes Film Festival?"
I
And
see.
then started a great rendezvous with a wonderful person, Kamla Hassan. I
Mm-hmm.
recorded with him. And
Mm-hmm.
during the recording, I was exposed to so much. And I knew that there was a world of opportunity, much more than just a
Mm-hmm.
studio experience. Event, life is an event. So
Mm-hmm.
I came back and immediately started searching for
Mm-hmm.
to put the missing blocks together. I just connect the dots. I'm just the manager of all those dots. And
Mm-hmm.
slowly but surely, event management came to stay. The word event management was not there in the dictionary. I would be a crorepati if I had patented that word. But I'm happy that today we have so many people who want to
Yeah.
be like
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I
And
love
I
it.
really amazed to, forming yourself from scientist to pioneering event management company in India, that was a bold decision, I think. So, like, do you have any regrets on that, or do you think like that was a good decision you have taken in your life?
I've never regretted anything in my life. And Shubham, I'm so happy because uh, somehow there has been somebody guiding me and telling me that this is the next step. And I'm an achiever. As you have realized, I'm an achiever. I'd like to keep doing things and finding new versions of this lady called Meenakshi. So from
Mm-hmm.
childhood, it has always been a challenge. At every step, I think regret has never been in my life at any stage. And if I really had continued my science and gone to the Antarctic Mission or gone to Kyoto, I was selected to represent India at the Monbu show.
Mm-hmm.
If I was there, I would have regretted. If I think of it today, God saved me from that regret because I refused to go on the Monbu show scholarship because I had small children. They were not giving me maternal
Yeah.
status. And I was one of the first Indians to be selected as a young scientist to work in Kyoto, Japan, on a particular project, which was, a secret project. I would have been
Mm-hmm.
working with the United Nations today. And my husband said, go get it. My mother-in-law said, go,
Mm-hmm.
I'll look after your babies. But my
Mm-hmm.
little boy, who was just 3, 4 years old, came back and said, Ma, I forgot what you look like, and that turned my life. And I tore
Mm-hmm.
my ticket and came out of being a scientist
Mm-hmm.
and jumped into the next
Yeah.
role. That boy whom we lost 21 years, at the age of 21, I would have regretted if I had not spent those crucial years of his childhood with him. So, no regrets. God has always seen that I was there where I had to be when I had to be there.
Yeah,
So, no
exactly. And
regrets at all.
that was the turning point, for you as well to take the decision, yeah, for your son. Yeah, that's something which is really nice of you. And now moving to, the forward thing is all about when I was talking to you, so you were telling me something related to, I mean, the trust that you and your family is running some trust. So can you give some kind of idea what is all about that trust and what is the motive of that trust? Yeah.
We lost Rohit at the age of 21, and
Mm-hmm.
his was bladder cancer. Many people do not understand cancer till it's very close to us. We were a
Mm-hmm.
happy family with absolutely, life was beautiful for us. And suddenly, this word cancer appeared in our dictionary. When a child gets cancer, the whole family suffers the disease, Shubham. It's not just one person, the whole family, the whole ecosystem. Luckily for us, we feel that, we are lucky that Rohit had to suffer this disease only for 5 months, and he had to leave on his celestial journey. But in leaving, he made us promise that we would be strong parents. He said that you are educated people, go around and spread the information that there is much, much more than just suffering this disease. So my husband, myself, my other son, Rahul, we got together and we started the Rohit Memorial Trust.
Okay.
The first reason we did it is to handle our pain as a mother, as a father,
Mm-hmm.
as a brother. To lose someone as lovely as,
Yeah.
your closest sibling, child, is difficult. It's very deep pain. So we took this as an opportunity to handle our grief, and we started the foundation, the trust. But over the last 15, 16 years, we have learned that this was the path. We were so selfish in our own world. We did not know that we could actually be of use. And
Mm-hmm.
today, we have impacted more than 40,000 girls through our Gyan Lakshmi project. We have eminent social workers like Gurmeet Kohli, who joined us in our race and, who walks the path with us. We go to tribal schools and we actually show girls how to examine their breasts. We show them physically. We have the strength to tell our story in different ways. And
Mm-hmm.
today, Anantram and I, my husband and I, are one of the founding, pioneering palliative medical clowns in India. Clowning is a very serious business. We become clowns very almost every week. We go to hospitals dressed as jokers. When we
Mm-hmm.
remove these
Okay.
clothes and wear the joker's clothes, and we get the joker's nose.
Okay.
When we put on this wonderful thing that people recognize as something else, we
Mm-hmm.
become Mumpy and Bonji. We are two medical clowns, and
Mm-hmm.
we sit with these terminally ill children. उनसे
Mm-hmm.
बात करते हैं, खेलते हैं. बच्चे बोलते हैं जोकर आ गया, जोकर आ गया. They're so happy. They're dying. They don't know it.
Yeah.
But we are not worried much about the children. The children have their karma. The parents who are suffering, they
Mm-hmm.
actually look at us and we tell them our story. So पूछते हैं
Mm-hmm.
कि ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हैं आप? Why are you jokers? You are grown up people. You're a doctorate, and he's a professor.
Mm-hmm.
Then we sit with them and tell them that this is who we are. We are sad
Mm-hmm.
parents like you. We lost our
Mm-hmm.
children. We tell them how to be ready to lose their child. Nobody is ready, Shobham, to lose their child,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we are actually, it's an upward journey. It's a
Mm.
new avatar, and God be with all of us, the tribe of clowns. Today we
Mm-hmm.
have 12 clowns who have joined us, and we travel to different hospitals. Medical
Mm-hmm.
clowning is the future for palliative care. Palliative care is how to reduce your pain during
Mm-hmm.
terminal illness, and cancer needs more warriors and clowns. So my husband
Yeah.
and I are there, and see how beautifully God has put us, because both of us love to act, and histrionics is part of it. The stage is part of our life.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great initiative, and I would say like more of a success for this initiative. And that's seriously like this is something which is a great initiative that you have taken. And like, most of the people, this is something which is a new term, like which you have mentioned about the medical clown, and there's a lot of people who are not aware. And to be very honest, even I also don't aware much about the what is all about the medical clown. So if you can, give in a simple terms what is all about the medical clown, so yeah, people can understand on this podcast what is all about that. If in simple terms, if I ask you, yeah.
Medical clowning is
Mm-hmm.
using clowning techniques.
Mm-hmm.
हमारे अंदर ना हर एक मनुष्य के अंदर एक जोकर होता है, एक क्लाउन होता है. You see,
Mm-hmm.
when the children are born, all of us make faces, talk to the children like in their own level. All of us come to the level of being little children. However
Mm-hmm.
old you are, we are always children. So we use this particular talent of every human being, and we become clowns. We act as jokers. We dress up,
Mm-hmm.
we put the makeup, we go like clowns. And imagine going to a hospital where there are terminally ill patients, little
Mm-hmm.
children. We go to only pediatric hospitals because there are little children who need us. And these children, if you go dressed like this, they don't care.
I
But
see. Okay.
once we enter the room, they're so happy because we take gifts, and we are those
Mm.
kind uncle and auntie, joker uncle and auntie. And our names also are named
That's
after Rohit
amazing.
and Rahul's clowns.
Yeah.
Rohit's clown Monkey is Anantram, and Rahul's clown Bonji is me. And we
Yeah.
take the Monkey and Bonji and we tell them stories. We talk to them. We tell them not to hate the nurses. Children have small issues. ये मुझे
Yeah.
पोक कर रही है ना, इंजेक्शन दे रही है, बहुत बैड लेडी है. So we
Yeah. Yeah.
explain that nurse is good, doctor is good, mommy is
Mm-hmm.
good, daddy is good. You have to eat simple things in their language. Give them a gift, bribe them,
Mm-hmm.
because then they love us. But
Mm-hmm.
we know next time we come, maybe the children are not there. And some of them are just dying. So
Mm-hmm.
we talk to the parents, and all the parents are in denial. Palliative care is a scientific journey. My husband
Okay.
is trained at
Mm-hmm.
Stanford University. When we talk to a patient, it's more important what we don't say. ऐसे नहीं
Mm-hmm.
कर जो भी बोलना है ना, it's very easy to talk, but what we should not say is very difficult because most of us don't know that. All of us know what
Mm-hmm.
we have to say, So what we don't say, how we say it, insurance after death, how do we
Mm-hmm.
handle pain, जो दुख होता है, दर्द होता है, at what level? There are three types of pain: emotional pain, physical pain, mental pain. So how
Yeah.
to handle these pains? And Shubham, we have seen many families break up. Husband and wife, they divorce after their children die, especially of
Mm-hmm.
cancers, because वो blame करते हैं कि हाँ तो आपके मम्मी को भी था ना, इसलिए मेरे बच्चे को आ गया, नहीं तो
Mm-hmm.
you did not look after them तो इस बच्चे को आ गया. So they have, lot of blame game. It's so
Mm-hmm.
easy. They're looking for a reason. क्यों हुआ मेरे बच्चे
Exactly.
को? Why me? So we
Mm-hmm.
actually counsel. And some
I
of them
see.
are so poor, they don't have money. So we work with
Mm-hmm.
the social workers and try to get money or get discounts from hospitals. So the
Mm-hmm.
clowns go and beg the admins and say, please,
Yeah.
this is our patient, look after. So we are
Yeah.
part of the family. And believe me,
Exactly.
after the children die, the parents reach us and we
Mm-hmm.
form a small community. We remember their child in a nice way. We celebrate Rohit every day. Even his
Mm-hmm.
birth, death anniversary is a celebration. Every day,
Mm-hmm.
every year, we have an event called Rohit Rocks because my
I
Rohit
see.
was a rock star. So, Alka Yagnik ji has performed free for us. SP
Exactly.
Balasubramaniam has performed. Sugandha
Mm-hmm.
Mishra, Parikrama, the band, they perform
Mm-hmm.
free for us. And
Yeah.
whatever money we collect, we use for our projects. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Meenakshi, there is one thing like whoever is watching this podcast, okay, and the people might be there, someone is suffering from something like that, and they want to reach out to you so they can use your email ID as well. Like how they can reach out to you through your email ID and they can ask you some kind of query if someone is suffering
Yes.
related to this. Yeah.
See, if there is somebody who really is digitally compliant,
Mm-hmm.
Rohit Memorial Trust at gmail.com. Please send
Okay.
us a note.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we are not here to give you money or to cause miracles. We are not going to cure your child. We know that the child is sinking, and this is a fact that we want you to understand. So we will only tell you how we have gone through our journey and help you to actually handle your pain and your grief. जो जो आपका जो दुख है ना, उसमें हम भाई बहन हैं आपके, because pain is very deep. So you might be an event manager, you might be an IT professional, you might be the president of India. Pain is the same.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
whenever when you have pain, it hits you in the same way. So we equate everybody. And yes, if you want to join us as a clown, you just have to have the passion to help and
Yeah.
serve. It's difficult,
Yeah.
but we come with us. Be
Yeah.
trained clowns.
Yeah, thanks for that. Now moving to my another question. So this is something which is, very close to my heart. And, when I was about to start this podcast, this is something which I have written down that this is something which I'm going to ask to Meenakshi. Because, I'm a very sports lover, I would say. Like I used to play cricket and a lot of my friends and most of my friends circle, they used to play cricket. Okay. So I know like you're the first woman who did a live commentary for the India versus West Indies, right? That was the India versus West Indies match, right?
Huh. Yes.
So
Before
I
that was
just
the run.
want, okay, so like I just want to know your experience that time when you were, sitting there and just watching that match. So what kind of, energy, the vibe, and the kind of thoughts going at that time in your mind? Yeah.
The first time I really gave running commentary officially is through All India Radio. And we were
Hmm.
sitting in the commentator's box, and what an honor. I was sitting next to my father. I never even thought that I can do such a thing with the man I love most. And my father, myself, Dr. Prasanna Kumar, a very well known commentator, three of us. And
Hmm.
Dr. Prasanna Kumar said, we have a debutante commentator, and from now the ball to ball commentary will be taken over by Meenakshi, Murugesh, Anantram. And he handed over the mic to me. And
Yeah.
that time it was the Ranji Trophy, Andhra versus Kerala. And then suddenly the volume went up in the stadium. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar, welcome, and such person is
Yeah.
bowling.
Yeah.
This is the field, two fields, a gully, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly there was silence in the field. And the batsman was looking up at the commentator's box.
My God.
For the
Yeah.
first time in the history of India, a woman's voice was
Hmm.
coming across from that box. And I just realized then, oh my
Hmm.
God, this is history. I am part of a historic moment. But little did I realize that sitting next to my father and doing that commentary that day, We were
Yeah.
creating a world record for India. It was the
Mm.
first father and daughter in the world to give running commentary together for men's first class matches. And Dad
Mm-hmm.
and I are in the Limca Books 1994 edition. And the Guinness Book of World Records has asked us now to enter our book record into the world record because it's unbroken from
Mm-hmm.
1994. You see how life turns. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful. But
exactly.
that
That
moment,
moment,
when
yeah.
I realized that I was
I can
doing
imagine. I can imagine because that is something really close to my heart as well. So those who are the sports lover, they can imagine, they can feel that kind of vibe because I was also man of the tournament and used to play a lot of cricket. So I can imagine. So now, do you still follow sports as well today as
I
well?
do. I
You
do.
know.
Actually, it's so strange because we come from a family of cricketers, and everybody, my brothers have all played for the state. Dad
Mm-hmm.
was a Indian probable. My mother was the first Indian women's cricket manager, team manager, and pioneers of women's cricket. But somewhere
Mm-hmm.
down the road, cricket, suddenly I don't know what happened to me in between. And this commercial cricket was not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
And even though as an event manager, I've done ODIs, ground support for IPL, for ODI. We did a lot of work for the Pro Kabaddi. We worked for the owners of many teams.
Mm-hmm.
There was a disconnect. And actually, handball is the game I played for India. And I
Mm-hmm.
played for the state 19 times. I have a record. I played for 3 different states, the
I
game of
see.
handball. So
Okay.
handball is more my interest. And
Mm-hmm.
even today, I follow. It's the second fastest game in the
I
world.
see.
But cricket, of course, I am a die-hard fan of Kohli. I think he's the
Oh,
god of
see.
cricket. And
Yeah.
every
He's
time
a king.
Kohli does badly, I'm the one who cries the maximum. I
Yeah.
believe that, we have not seen the best of him. He is there to
Exactly.
tell us
That's
there's
what he
another
said, I
such a
think,
thing.
in his recent interview. He said that the best is yet to come, right? And I
Yes,
think you have watched
I
that
truly believe.
Pakistan match. So I think if you're a
Yes,
great cricket fan, so you know what was that
yes,
moment
yes.
for us, that Pakistan match. Yeah. So now moving to, the final thing is all about like you've started your YouTube channel as well, Minima, and I've seen, a couple of videos as well of your that. So can you give us, some kind of idea what is all about that channel? What exactly you want to, express the content to the audience if someone is wants to watch that uh channel. So what exactly they can relate with that channel? Yeah.
Okay. My YouTube channel is Meet Meenamma. Now, Meenamma is me,
Mm-hmm.
your mother. I can be your mother, I can be your sister, I can be your girlfriend, I can be your daughter. I can be anybody, right?
Yeah,
Life and age has no restrictions. So even
exactly.
though I'm so much older than most of the viewers, I can just be you. I can be your chair, your bum chum. Take me on a date. Let's go have a cup of coffee. That is Meena Ma. So
Yeah.
Meena Ma discusses what she likes to do. So, after living a full life, you have
Mm-hmm.
stories, right? I have
Mm-hmm.
worked with people like A.R. Rahman. I've worked with, wonderful people like Abdul Kalam ji. My experiences firsthand, I want to share this. So Meet
Mm-hmm.
Minamma has different episodes. We have seasons. I
Mm-hmm.
started my season in December. We started with the great mysteries of the world. I'm very, very intrigued by mysteries, by spiritual things, afterlife. I have some interest and I want to
Mm-hmm.
start sharing and, telling people. So Meet Meenamma is my YouTube channel. I'm also available on all the podcasts. You can
Yeah.
go to Spotify, you can go to iTunes, you can go to Apple, Amazon. I'm there. Meet
Mm-hmm.
Meenamma. Please come and subscribe to me and
Yeah.
tell me what you think. Let us grow together. Let my story make a difference.
Yeah, so in the description box, we'll put that link as well, guys, who wants to be, much interested for this. You can go for that. I'll put the link there. And I think that's all. Those are the questions I have, Meenakshi, and I'm so excited, so glad that you came to my podcast. The final thing is all about, I just want to know, like you have been through, this journey. And that is something which is, I would say, I've never seen, such person being to different role, right? So what exactly the lesson or advice you want to give to young girls or anyone who wants to pursue their career, who are a bit ambitious and want to achieve something in their life?
There are three things that our girls have to learn. You know,
Hmm.
when I was growing up, we all were in a box. Our journey was that you study, you get married, you have babies, and then life is finished. I mean, it started out, ended. But
Hmm.
today, it is different. Girls, most of our girls still do not know how to sit at the table. Meenamma has learned how to sit at the table. When I walk into a room, I do not think that I'm a woman. I just think I'm there, and I happen to be there because I deserve to be there. I pull up a chair
Hmm.
and sit down. Many girls wait, don't. A table is not just for the boys. Sit down at the table. And if it's leadership, sit first there and say, because women are greater leaders than men. It is proved
Yeah.
beyond doubt that we have empathy, we have, resilience, we have motherly natures that is actually rocks the cradle of the world. So have more confidence, girls. One. Secondly, when you marry for the right reasons. Let your partner be a real partner. Let it not just be a lover boy. Once you
Mhm.
marry, your partner, like my partner, should allow you to grow, to fly. Equality should be in all senses. Woman is never second. But remember, do not try to walk ahead of the man. Do not try to walk behind him. Walk next to him, shoulder to shoulder. If you try to walk either way above or below him, you will not be able to go through your life. If you walk side by side, he's the best partner because men are wonderful people. And the most important, when you have your children, the work life balance is absolutely crucial. I was so
Yeah.
happy in befriending my mother in law, and I had an entire ecosystem that helped me. But you girls are very capable. Work around it. Don't stop working till you have to stop working. Never give up till you really have to give up. Go get it, girls. Life is waiting for you. And there is no difference between you and the boys. In fact, you guys are much better.
That's a perfect advice to whoever is watching. So, guys, I think that is a wonderful conversation I had with Dr. Meenakshi. I'm so glad that you came to my show. And anything you want to say about the show? Anything?
Shubham, I'm so happy that I found you in the maze of life. I still remember a few months back when you saw my TEDx talk, and I'm so happy that you actually went to the TEDx talk and you came back and reached me. Many people reached me after my TEDx talk, but nobody pursues like the devil like you are. And that's a quality I admire. I
Okay,
adore people who follow their passion, and I'm very happy with the quality of work that you're doing. Be hero. The word itself is so simple but very deep.
exactly,
Everybody is a hero. And remember, be your own hero. That is the only truth. Each one
exactly.
is our own hero.
Thanks for watching this podcast. Have a great day, everyone. Stay smart, stay wonderful, and stay stylish. Bye.
Jai Hind.